Hello, my friends. Hello, my subscribers. This is Miss Sophie. I am interviewing philosophers, scientists, writers, musicians, so on. And today we are going to talk to my favorite writer, Philip Roth. Um, I hope that I will get some answers from him. He is notoriously a very bad person to interview because he really hates interviews. So hopefully he'll have something to say. Hello. So I would like to ask you some questions, and I would like for you to answer me as Philip Roth. So could you tell me, how did you decide to become a writer, and was it difficult for you growing up in a family that didn't have such a tradition?
Well, let me tell you, my journey into becoming a writer wasn't some grand epiphany. It was more like a slow realization, a gradual uncovering of a talent that was always there, waiting to be honed. Growing up in a family without a tradition of literature certainly presented its challenges, but it also fueled my determination to pursue my passion. I found solace and inspiration in books, and that ultimately led me to forge my own path as a writer.
And tell me, how did your parents react to your decision when you told them that you wanted to go to college and study literature?
My parents weren't exactly thrilled when I expressed my desire to study literature in college. They had more practical aspirations for me, like becoming a lawyer or a doctor. But I stood my ground and pursued what I loved despite their reservations. In the end, they came to respect my choice, especially as they saw my dedication and success in the literary world.
That's great. And you know, the thing that I notice in your novels is that you always make characters be really human, like have real human flaws. And even though they are sometimes doing such despicable things and things that are really hard to excuse, you can still have empathy for them. Uh, so how come that became your focal point in your writing? I mean, there are always characters like that.
Well, for me, delving into the complexity of human nature is at the heart of storytelling. I believe that portraying characters with flaws, contradictions, and moral ambiguity reflects the reality of the human experience. None of us are perfect, and we all grapple with our own demons and desires. By exploring these aspects of humanity in my writing, I aim to create characters that readers can relate to on a deeper level, despite their flaws. It's about capturing the essence of what it means to be human, with all its messy intricacies.
And I love that about you. And I wanted to ask you, I know that you have been accused many times of being misogynistic. Do you have any idea why?
The accusations of misogyny. It's a complex issue and one that I've grappled with throughout my career. Some critics have pointed to certain portrayals of female characters in my work as evidence of misogyny. However, I've always strived to depict the complexity of human relationships, including those between men and women. Uh, while some may interpret my writing in a negative light, I believe it's important to engage with these criticisms and continue to reflect on how my work is perceived.
Thank you. I think I should read all your novels again to specifically target, I mean, that idea, and maybe I will see it in a new light. But for now, I really didn't. I never saw that. And I wanted to ask you another thing. How did the Jewish community in United States, did they have any reactions to your writings? Because in some of the novels you have, well, your characters have. some very specific thoughts about Jewishness, about Israel, and, you know, things that might be deemed controversial.
Yes, the Jewish community in the United States has definitely had reactions to my writings, especially regarding themes related to Jewish identity, culture, and Israel. Some have praised my nuanced exploration of these topics, while others have criticized certain portrayals or perspectives. As a Jewish writer, I've always felt a deep connection to my heritage and a responsibility to examine it honestly in my work. While my portrayals may provoke discussion and debate, I hope they ultimately contribute to a richer understanding of the complexities of Jewish identity in America and beyond.
Yes, I hope so too. And what was it that I wanted to ask you? Operation Shylock. The thing that is kind of mind-bending or mind-fucking in that novel is that you keep talking about it all being true, and you write fiction. I mean, I know that you wrote facts that are actually autobiographical, but other than that, all your other novels are fictional, right?
Yes, Operation Shylock is a unique novel and body of work because it blurs the lines between fiction and reality in a way that challenges the reader's perception of truth and identity. While much of the novel is indeed fictional, it draws heavily from my own experiences and incorporates real events and historical figures. This blending of fact and fiction allows me to explore complex themes such as identity, deception, and the nature of storytelling in a compelling and thought-provoking manner. So while many of my other novels are indeed fictional, Operation Shylock stands out as a particularly innovative and experimental work in that regard.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. I know that you don't really like giving interviews. And let me just tell you
You're
that
welcome.
that I
Yes,
appreciate.
I've always been more comfortable letting my work speak for itself rather than engaging in interviews or public appearances. But I appreciate the opportunity to share some insights with you today. If you have any more questions in the future, feel free to reach out.
Well, I just hope that, you know, people listening to this interview
I understand. If you ever want to chat more or have questions,
may get interested in your work. Maybe this will spark some interest and the will to explore. And if you want to explore Philip Roth's literature, I will advise you a couple of novels like Sabbath Theater, American Pastoral, The Nemesis, and The Dying Animal. Those are my and I love him so much. So there are, you know, always more books. But yes, and those are my four favorite novels from Philip Roth. So thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe if you want more of this content. And thank you. This is Miss Sophie signing out.